Hello, everyone, and welcome to SpeakUp, Sis Podcast. This is the place where everyday women and men have an opportunity to share their stories in order to inspire yours. My name is Angel Charmaine, and I am your host. And tonight, I'm really excited, everybody, because it's been a hot minute since I've been in this space to have a blue flame conversation. Some people like to ask, what is the blue flame about? No, it's not the blue flame. Y'all know. But blue flame is the hottest part of the fire. And I have a good friend of mine who says that when I show up real, raw, and untamed, what I have to say sometimes is as hot as the hottest part of the fire. So she calls me the blue flame. So these are blue flame conversations that we have once a month, every first Monday of the month. We talk about different things. They run the gamut of topics. And I often invite people into the space to chop it up with me about whatever the topic is for that month. Well, tonight, I've got two beautiful women in the space with me tonight. They are amazing. I love having them. They are not new to the SpeakUp Sis platform, the SpeakUp Sis podcast. And to my immediate left is Miss Valerie Champion. Yes.
Hello.
Also known as Mama Goose. How you doing, sis?
I am awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So I was going to show up in the space alone tonight because I was like, I got some stuff I want to get off my chest. But then I thought, we're talking about support, so why not bring people up who totally understand support and I believe who support me and the SpeakUp Sis platform. So thank you so much for coming in here on the spur of the moment. Like, you coming in I was like, you coming in the studio tonight?
What time?
Right. That is support. So thank you, sis.
So glad to be here.
That's what's up. Glad to have you here. And then to my far left, this woman right here. This is ashuratalks, everybody. How are you doing tonight, sis?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. This one right here, she's another one. We've already talked probably a total of 6 hours this weekend.
Yeah, 4 of those hours was today.
Boy, I'm telling you. So here again, I was like, Tashura, I like for your voice to be heard in this particular conversation. She said, sure, Angel, and she is here tonight. So I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you.
You are welcome, and thank you for thinking of me.
Oh, most definitely.
And I definitely appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this. If you're watching us on the SpeakUp Sis YouTube channel, please click subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so that you can be notified of when we release new content and when we go live so that you can join the conversation. So let's go ahead and get into this. Tonight, we are talking about support. Let's talk support. I want to start here. Many people, I don't think they really know what it means to support. So tell me, each of you, what your definition and understanding of support is.
Okay, so I'll start.
Okay.
To me, support to me is defined as, and I'm not just talking, business wise, but support to me is being there for not just your family, but for friends, for those you call your associates, when there's a need. And it doesn't matter if the need is financially, or if it's spiritual, mentally, but just being there to give encouragement, inspiration, and motivation, whatever is needed. I think for me, that is what defines support in my eyes.
So providing what's needed for the person who's in need.
Yes.
When they need it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Tashura?
one word, and that one word is, no, it's actually more than one word. It's 2 words. Showing up. Point blank, period. Across the board for everything. Just be there. That's another 2 words.
You like this 2-word combination,
right. Be there. Show up. Help me. No.
Help out. We're about to. So I'm sitting here thinking, what are some other 2-word? Help out.
Right. Help out. Help me.
Yes.
Come through. Like,
Yes.
roll up. Pull up. What the young folks say? Pull up. I mean, that's what support is. Just being there. Physically, whatever. Just being there. Because you don't even have to, like, really do anything. Sometimes all a person needs is just for you, your presence, just for you to be there.
Yes.
I think that's good. So since this is the place where people share their stories to inspire other people's stories, can you all share a time when you really needed support and you just couldn't, like, you couldn't get it. You couldn't pay nobody to support you. Have you ever had that experience?
Where do you want me to start? We gonna be here all night. We got an hour.
Just give one time. Give one time.
Okay, I'm gonna think while Valerie talks.
Okay.
Let me see. Well, let me go back. I have to go back to when I was raising my youngest son, right? And because of the behavior issues that he was displaying, there was a lot of people in my family that did not want to keep him. They would not watch him for, no, he cries. No, he's bad. No, he's this, to the point where I literally had to get to the point where I was telling them, look, stop calling him bad. He's not a bad child.
Right.
Because he wasn't a bad child. He was actually mentally going through some things. It was hard to get support from the school system. And I'm not even just talking family. That was like a period in my life where I wanted to kill myself.
Wow.
I really,
Literally.
Yeah. Literally.
Wow. Now, I can definitely attest to the support situation when it comes to children. And Tashira and I have talked about this in some other spaces where I am blessed that I have had a really good support system in terms of family. However, I do remember when my children were really young. And I think there is a training that happens, and I can't talk about nobody else but black folk, 'cause I'm black. But I believe there's a training that's passed down that is faulty when it comes to black women, especially as black mothers. And I remember being 28 years old with a husband with a real teacher job, trying to do the church lady thing with a 4-year-old, 2 1-year-olds, and a newborn. And I remember being depressed and stressed and just like, and I remember having a conversation with my mom. I was standing in her kitchen at the sink, and I was just like, I'm just tired and I'm stressed and I just need a break. And I remember my mother saying, "What, a break? You're a mom now. When you become a mother, your life no longer belongs to you. Your life is no longer yours when you're a mom." I believe that is one of the most harmful things to teach a mother of any age, but especially a young mother, that you as a woman no longer matter. Your life doesn't matter now that you have children. And that's dangerous. And for me, I never subscribed to that. I believe everybody's going to take a break. Whether you start getting drunk, you're going to take a break. Getting high, you're going to take a break. Whether you decide you're going to go lay up as often as you can in somebody else's house, doing something else, you're going to take a break. Everybody takes a break, right?
Yes.
But when you have support, it helps you to take healthy breaks.
Exactly. I remember just jokingly, telling my mom that, I wish either you lived out of town or I lived out of town. And she's like, why? I said, so I can have somewhere to send my kids in the summertime, you know. And she's like, I'm not keeping no kids. And, you know, and it's like, Mom, they're your grandchildren. I've raised my children, you know, and it's time for you to raise. And I was like, well, okay, I was just joking. But I knew she was serious.
She was serious. Serious as a heart attack. You feel what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. Tashura, you did you decide on?
I was gonna tell another story, but I'll just go along with this since we talking about cheering. And just because you have a child and your mama is now grandmama, don't mean she gonna watch them kids. Cause my mama be like, I ain't take care of you, so what make you think I'm no? I ain't want you. What make you think I'm about to want them? But I remember having my son and new mom, 19 years old. And it was easy with other people's kids, but I never dealt with a newborn all night. And the child is on the wrong schedule and the baby crying and won't go to sleep and all this. And I didn't realize that I probably had postpartum. I was depressed. And I remember crying one day and I got the Yellow Pages. This is how long ago that was.
Yeah, she's telling her age, y'all. The young people don't even know what a Yellow Page is.
Yellow Pages, where you look up phone numbers for what you need. Kind of like a Google in the paper form.
Right.
So I went to the Yellow Pages and I was looking up adoption agencies.
Wow.
And I remember calling an adoption agency crying. Like, I can't get any help, you know, I just need a break. I don't know what to do. I don't think I can do this. And so the lady talked on the phone to me. She probably talked to me like about an hour. And at the end of the phone call, she was like, it's not that you don't love your child. You just need support. I had to send my son to California when he was 2 years old to live with my cousin so I can go back to school and get my high school diploma. Mind you, I was living in the house with my grandmother and my mother.
Wow. And they wouldn't watch the baby.
My grandmother kind of couldn't because she had like a bad leg or whatever. My mama don't do the kid thing like that.
Wow. So you had to send your 2-year-old across the country so you could go to school.
Yeah, I think my mom actually took him to California. She got on the plane because she used to live there, so she flew back and forth. So she got on the plane and took him there.
Wow.
So, well, actually, no, he was like 1.5. Because, and all I needed was 2 months.
2 months.
To go to night school.
2 months?
And get my half a credit.
Wait a minute, you talking about a finish high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Shut the front door.
Half a credit. So I went to night school, and my graduation date, I'll never forget, August 17th, 1995. And I'm out wilding with my boyfriend. And my grandmother kept blowing my pager up. And I'm like, why is she blowing my pager up? Okay, I'm on my way home. And I get home, mind you, August 17th, 1995. I get home and I see my baby's cereal bowl on the stove. And I'm like, who eating out my baby's cereal bowl? And I hear, Mommy.
The baby eating out of his cereal bowl.
When I tell you I cried because not only was that my graduation day, that was my son's birthday.
Oh.
That was his second birthday.
Wow. Yep. And so now it's time, like, oh, here we go. Wow. Here's the thing. I wanted to have this conversation because we talk a lot. We see it in social media all the time. People don't support me. People don't support me. People don't support me. I had to sit still with myself one day and ask myself whether or not people even understand support and whether or not I have verbalized the type of support that I need. So listen.
Block.
Okay. Got you. So before we go on to the next thing, let me shout out who is in the conversation with us tonight. We are on Facebook, and there is Q. Hey, Q, how you doing?
Hey, Q.
Hey, Q.
From the Talk to Q radio show. Thank you. He said, hello, ladies. Cynthia, how you doing, sis? It's good to see you. Lynette, she says, hi there. She is in the building as well. Cynthia says, I know what Yellow Pages is.
All right. Look, she's telling her age. She don't mention pager and Yellow Pages.
What?
And I'm sitting here like, oh.
Yes, she said, I know what Yellow Pages is. My great
depressed
Lord,
and stressed and just like
listen at what she says. She says, I know it got me stressed and depressed thinking about it. I know what Yellow Pages is. My great grandmother and grandmother had one. I think they called it a phone book or something like that.
Yes, it was a phone book.
Cynthia is like 25, but don't notice what she said.
Oh, so she my child's age. Okay,
She
you get a pass,
said,
Cynthia. 'Cause I
my
thought you was
great
grandmama and my grand. She said, I think they called it a phone book or something like
Cynthia, be glad
that.
I ain't on Facebook, Cynthia. Just be glad I ain't on Facebook.
Oh my
Get the Similac
goodness!
from behind your ear and sit down.
Yes, thank you, Cynthia, for joining in the conversation tonight. We appreciate you. These are conversations that are not just for the 40 plus, right? This is not a space just for older women. You all know I'm a God girl through and through. And I truly believe that it is older women who have been mandated to help younger women know how to live godly lives as women, mothers, and wives.
Wasn't that Tabitha?
You understand? I'm just saying, I ain't want to go to the holy book on the people, but those aren't my words. You understand? So that's what I believe. That's what I believe to be true. And so when we have these conversations, it's important for younger women to be watching.
Yes.
Because here again, I was 22 when I started having children.
I was 17.
Well, I guess I better hush up, huh? I guess y'all say, well, at least you was
Grown.
A month before I graduated high school.
Listen, I was in my last semester of my senior year in college, but even then to have 4 children back to back, 2 being twins, I can tell you all. So we talked about what we believe support is, and shared some. They shared some moments when maybe the support wasn't there, but I want to show you all what support looks like as well. And since we're talking about motherhood right now, we're going to stay in that vein for a minute. During that time of having the babies, the twins probably were about maybe 2, 3, maybe about 2.5 or something like that, but they were still in diapers, but they were running around and doing stuff. And so, of course, I got a little one that's coming up behind them because he's 1, and then them, and then the oldest one, right? And I remember standing in my kitchen now, looking out of my window, and I'll never forget it because it was during the time there was a woman in California who threw her kids over the bridge, and she told everybody that she was feeding them to the sharks. Something told her to feed them to the sharks. Do you remember that? And she threw her children over the bridge. So this was going on in the news. So I am looking out the window. The children are running around in diapers, screaming and hollering, all 4 of them carrying on. And my husband wasn't at home at the time. And I'm, like you said, I think we go through postpartum and things like that. But back then, people weren't talking about depression and all this. Now everybody wants to talk about depression, but that wasn't the thing back then, right? So I'm looking out the window and I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, goodness, I got a phone call. And it was a woman. She and her husband was a frat brother with my husband. And so I had gotten to know, we were friends. She had 4 children and she had twins just like me. Her children were just a little older, but she was a lot more centered and grounded, a lot more than I was at the time. She's a little older than me as well, just a few years. But she was grounded. And I remember going to her house, and the kids would have coloring stuff on the walls. She wouldn't even be fazed. Whereas I would be like, right? So she calls me. In the moment, I'm just staring out of the window. My mind is somewhere else. And she just starts talking to me. Hey, how you doing? Whatever, And I'm like, hey. And so she's like, everything good? You good? And I'm like, yeah. And so I say to her, did you hear about that woman who threw her kids over the bridge? She said the voices told her to feed them to the sharks. And so now in hindsight, I know what she was thinking at the time. I understand her change in tone and things now, but at the time, I didn't recognize it. But she slowed down and she said, yes, what about it? And I said to her, I understand her.
Wow.
I understand her. I understand her. And then I remember her saying, where are the boys? Like, how the boys? I was like, oh, they're always running around. Just very matter of fact. And she said, do you want me to come over? And I was like, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to, right? She came over with her 4 children. She brought over her babies, my 4 babies. That woman sat at the table with me and talked. I know now that she was talking me to make sure I was good.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the time, I didn't recognize it as that. And I want to say this. Sometimes people don't realize they're in the valley until somebody comes to help lift them out.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's support. That is what support looks like. It is not, I didn't have to ask her to come over. I didn't have to beg her. I didn't even know. Now when I think about it, I ask myself, would I have hurt my kids? I don't think that I would.
Right.
I don't know. But the fact that I could understand how a woman would throw her kids over the bridge, the fact that I'm a mom with 4 kids and I can say I understand where she was, that's too much.
People don't understand the mind.
Exactly.
And mind, the state of mind can be in when you're dealing with a constant hormonal imbalance. Your kids were back to back to back. When did your hormones have time to get right?
Right.
Because what I experienced with my daughter when I had my snap out episode, and that's when I got diagnosed with major depressive disorder.
Right.
My hormones were out of whack because before I had my daughter, I went through menopause, and it was medical menopause.
Wow.
I had to squirt some stuff in my nose, let it run down the back of my throat to stop my cycle. So my endometriosis and all the other stuff I had going on wasn't getting fed. Then after that, I had some surgeries, or the surgeries might have had to happen before then. I had 5 surgeries. So we're going to say the surgeries happened before then. So I'm on that medication. So then I start the process of trying to get pregnant. And I end up pregnant 5 months later. So now I'm dealing with the pregnancy hormones. So I went from menopausal hormones back to trying to get to the regular cycle hormones. Now I'm pregnant, so I got pregnancy hormones. And then you got the postpartum hormones.
Right.
So my doctor recognized something in me and told me, I think you have postpartum. I said, no, I'm good. And then a situation happened. And I snap, and I'm outside in December in Chicago. Well, I was living in Indiana with snow, with no shoes on, no coat on, walking down the street.
Yeah.
Wanting to kill myself. And I ended up calling my doctor. And she was like, okay, come in.
Come on in.
But people don't realize that the mind is fragile.
Yes.
Sometimes it takes one incident, and
That's
you hear
it.
it's a rap group in Chicago called Crucial Conflict, and they got a song called The Final Tick.
Uh-huh.
And I always tell people, Don't make me hear that final T. Because it's like it's literally like a click and a blackout.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing. What we want people to hear through these stories and this conversation is that it is possible to help people to prevent getting into that space.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You can most definitely help people to not get to a place where they break, where they hurt themselves, where they start hurting other people. Mm-hmm. Something as simple as, sis, let me watch the kids for you for a couple of hours just so you can get some sleep, just so you can get a peace of mind. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You want to go have a meal? Mm-hmm. You know, you just want to go lay down in the room and I'll be out here in the living room, right? Yep. It's okay. Something as simple as that. Something as simple as, you know what? I'll bring you and the family some dinner tonight. Mm-hmm. And let me say this. It's not just single moms.
Right, exactly.
It's not just single moms.
Exactly.
Married moms, they have issues and struggles too.
Yes.
You know, there was a time my husband and I were doing the whole church thing, and after having that fourth baby, he was in the pastor PPA and cook on the food ministry and all this stuff, and I wasn't going to church. I got 4 babies. I just had a baby, and he came home and said, First Lady asked about you. I looked at him. I said, listen. I said, don't tell me nothing about no First Lady.
When angels say, listen, you already know.
I said, don't tell me nothing about no First Lady bug. You understand what I'm saying? Because they all know I just had my 4th child. Mm-hmm. They know where we live.
Where they at?
Yes.
If she's so concerned, she be here. Right? And especially when I hear you in church doing things for other new moms.
Listen.
Go ahead.
But no, it's like, I don't even want to get on the part of the support from church.
Girl, I got a story.
Because
I told y'all I had some stuff to get off my chest tonight. So I bought some company in here.
When I tell you, like, you know, you're in church and you see the favoritism. It's like they'll support this particular person or family. It's like, well, darn, you know, I've been going to this church for 15 years. They ain't never done that for me. Right. You know, I've been going.
I get 10% of my tithes.
Right. It's like I've been going here for 10 years and they've never done that for me. And so it's like, yeah. So I'm gonna leave that one right there.
But you understand. So here's the thing.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Pick it up. I'm gonna
pick it up.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
So there was a time.
Remember the time.
When I was struggling. So there was a time when I was going through some stuff with my ex-husband and his wife, and all this extracurricular caused me to lose my job. And I was on the verge of losing my apartment. So my church supposed to, you know, have a thing or whatever where they help you. Everybody call the church, call the church, call the church, girl, call the church. So I called.
You know, Pastor set up that program for.
I called. Pastor program gives you $250. My cell phone bill is $100. My rent is $675. I understand about having systems in place, but when I'm sitting in church and I'm praising and I'm shouting and I'm crying and I'm untie my bow tie, retie my bow tie,
coming in Honda, leaving in a Cadillac, coming in Honda, leaving in a Cadillac,
or Yamaha, shaka dugga dugga dugga. Okay, so I'm doing everything you're telling me to do. I'm in here 4, 5, 7 days a week, 50, 11 hours. And you call Shaquita up to the front of the church because the Lord told you to bless her. Shaquita that's laying up with Deacon that's married.
Girl, you crazy.
And she come up to the church and sit in a chair and people just bring money to her feet.
Wow.
When you know the life she keep. What Lord? Was it Lord Satan that told you this? What Lord told you? So
and y'all and I come to get $200.
$250. I didn't even go get it. Because my thing is, okay, I understand because you got people that'll try to take
use and
advantage.
abuse the system.
Look me up because we got a system. Look my name up and give me back them taxes.
If you give me 10% of the money that I've already paid the 10% on, I can pay my rent.
Exactly.
Give the people back if they in need at least what they put in.
Support.
Because what that $250 gonna do when
you
I
understand?
Got rent for $675?
Here's the thing: beyond motherhood, beyond churchhood, even when you move into entrepreneurship.
Oh Jesus! I'm about to fall out.
Don't fall out to sure.
I'm triggered. Where my candy at?
To sure, it's a mess, y'all.
I ain't cuss not nan time.
Not Nan, thank you. You're doing well.
Not nan.
We working on that. That's good. It doesn't matter what space you're in. Support is support.
I totally agree.
Support is support. Show up for people in the time and in the manner in which they need it. And do it across the board without the favoritism, right? If you're in a position where you are able to support multiple people, if God is not a respecter of persons and we're supposed to be image bearers, then there should not be a respecter of persons in how we support as well. You see the need, you're able to meet the need. You purpose in your heart as you choose, and that's how you give.
Right.
Whether it's a young mom who needs a meal cooked, or needs a babysitter just for a few hours, or whether it's a woman who is about to lose her apartment and you are able to help keep her off the street, or whether it's a business owner who's starting to get things off the ground, who just needs you to share a post. I'm not going to go there.
Oh, well, I will.
I will too.
Before we go there, let's see who in the building, y'all.
Over.
How you doing? Oh, you got it.
Oh, you over there too?
I get because what you told me.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
Okay, because I blocked it too.
Oh, you did? Okay, that's what's up. Colette, how you doing, sis? It's good to see you. I'm glad you joined us on the YouTube channel. We appreciate you.
Hey, Colette.
Yeah, hey,
Colette.
Let's see who we got in the building over here. Hey, Belinda, it's good to see you. I'm glad you showed up tonight. She said, come on. So, right. Michelle, how you doing, Miss Michelle? It's good to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Ashana, how you doing? It's good to see you. Michael, how you doing? First lady should have come by. She sure should, and she should have bought some food too.
A pie, a lasagna.
Belinda says, shaking my head, I've been there. My last church only supports themselves with our tithes. Ooh, we're going to have a whole show for that. Belinda says, I know, right? Give me my tithes back.
At least give me what I've put in.
Give me a tithe of the tithe. Give me a tithe of the
Because
tithe.
I went to a mega church.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when I tell you when people come down and drop money, this ain't no 100 people.
Yeah, I feel you.
Thousands.
Right. And y'all giving me $200 I'm about to be put out. I feel you.
And then want to tell you, just pray about it.
Let's not go there. I'm triggered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's not go because I'm triggered.
I'm sure about that.
We need to do a prayer.
We say faith without works is dead.
Let me tell you.
I'm just praying.
I want y'all to put in the comments. Listen. Put in the comments if you want to see when I pray, I don't play. I need you to put in the comments for me. If you're listening on the audio, how y'all doing? You can always leave me a voice message or send an email or something of that nature. But if you're watching live, I need you to drop in the comments if you would like to see a show about Let's Pray About It. Would you like to see a show about Let's Pray About It? We might need 2 hours for that one.
Let's pray about it.
Let's pray about it. So listen, let's get to this place because I think this is also important. So we gave you the down and dirty and the ugly of it, but I also believe that there are lots of people, and I believe there are more people who want to support, but who don't know that you need the support. So can we talk about that? Because Tashura, why you suck your teeth? Do you believe that the people don't know you need the support?
No, I just thought about something. And I was about to start tearing up. something that just recently happened, where people that I've never met personally.
Them be the ones. Tell it.
In the hardest moments of my life, those have been the people that have showed up and supported me. Recently, Erica put a commercial for my products on her podcast.
Shout out Erica Warren.
Yes,
Dope discussions with Erica.
Discussions.
She knew I was going through some things, so she created a commercial. And Gator with the golden voice.
Gator be the baby.
Right. Did the voiceover for the commercial. Derek Jones.
Shout out.
Relationship Gumbo. Hit some people up that supported me.
People you don't even know.
People that I have never met.
I just believe there are more people in this world who have good hearts, who purpose in their hearts to help other people, but they don't know you. They don't know your situation. I believe there are more people who don't know us who are willing to help and support than the people who know us who won't support. And so what I want to discuss right now is for those who need the support, why you're not asking for it. And there are lots of reasons, and I'm gonna let you all expound on this first. Valerie, I see you chuckling. What's up?
Okay, you say why we're not asking.
Why? Yes.
Okay, and it's not pride. Has nothing to do. For me, it has nothing to do.
Sometimes
with
it's pride.
Yes. So let me just put that out there first. But for me, because of several things I have done. And I have ask, why don't you do this for me? And can you do this? And can you do that? And I wasn't getting the support, that I needed. But like she said, it's like people from the outside that I don't know that supported me more than those that I do know. There's a lady from my church, and her business is called Stride Horse Park. She helps mentally challenged people get jobs. That lady bought 7 books.
Wow.
7 books, and she said she was going to give them out to people, and ask them to do reviews on Amazon. I don't think that part happened yet,
right? But
she did, and I was like, you didn't have to do that, to the point where I got people in my family, they just bought a book, but this is a book that I published last year,
right? Right.
So, and then on the other side is what I wanted to touch on, and you kind of brought it up with the lady that came over to talk to you. I feel that she had a discerning spirit to know that because see, somebody that could have went over somebody else's head, but God gave her a discerning spirit to discern that you were going through some things.
Right.
And so he does that for me, and I don't tell anybody when I help, but I'm saying this now. There's a lady that was going to church, and I knew that she had just went through some things. God put it on my heart to pay her light bill. I paid her light bill for 6 months, and she didn't know. I called Greystone, gave him her name and her address, and I paid her light bill for 6 months. Didn't say anything to anybody because it wasn't anybody's business.
Right.
So I pray and ask for a spirit of discernment too, so I can tell when somebody is going through something, and I can give that support.
Right. And to sure, my thing is, I do believe that, and one of the big reasons is what you just said, past experiences. And I think sometimes we get stuck in not just the trauma, but in those bad experiences and old letdowns and things of that nature. And we just go, well, I'm not asking nobody now. Because I ask the people, if I can't ask the people who are the closest to me, I ain't asking nobody. I'm not asking the white lady at the church because I don't know her either. I'm not asking nobody. I ain't asking nobody because, and I don't believe that we should sit in that place.
Listen, I'm doing an angel shot.
I agree.
Listen.
And I agree with Demetrix. Is it Demetrix Dominaire?
Demetrix.
Yeah.
I won't ask for help because people will say they'll help you, but never actually do.
So let me say this.
Say it.
Some people just want to know your business.
Yes.
Have no
Yes.
intentions on helping you. I have learned that over the years. Then there was a situation that I was in when I told you I ended up being homeless here in 2016 with that Uber car.
Right.
The person that was closest to me, who used to always tell me that I was prideful for not asking for help, when I called her, she didn't answer. When I texted her, asking her for the help that I need, she didn't respond. She called me 2 hours later, and the conversation wasn't nothing about what I asked her I needed. And all I needed was $60 to stay in a hotel room one extra day until my Uber car was ready.
Wow.
Phone conversation, never answered the question, never brought up what I text her. None of that. Want to complain about her husband and then say I got another call coming in. I have not talked to her since that day. She texted me 2 weeks later saying, hey, I ain't heard from you. Why you ain't text me? Now, see, this is where the cussing comes in.
Don't cuss. Don't cuss. It's because that. Listen, because that happened. And don't relive it today.
Chick, listen. I'm out here homeless, living in my car. Why ain't I called you?
Right. Exactly.
You know why you ain't check on me? I'm in a state where I don't know nobody.
Right. Right.
Y'all in Chicago. I'm here.
Right.
Why I ain't called you? You know what I text her back? I text her 3 a.m. because I knew she couldn't respond. I said, I'm good.
Yeah.
And since I wasn't up her butt no more, she blocked me on social media.
Wow.
So I know
That's
I'm
the part,
everything but a child of God. And she probably told people, oh, she this, she that. No, tell them the real reason.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
Wow. So
Because
here's the
when
thing,
I
though.
needed you were not there. But anytime you needed me to show up,
You were available. Because I could go somewhere, but I ain't going there.
Listen.
I listen, Linda, listen. So this is what so when we have these conversations, yes, we give you the real, true, authentic.
That too, authentic and authentic.
Yeah, all of that.
Straight from Georgia, baby.
Straight
from Georgia.
Straight out the
Straight from Georgia.
The authentic truth here. I also want to make sure that you take away something that will strengthen you. So we got that, right? But what do we do beyond that? When you're sitting in a place, when you need the support, how do you move when the people that are closest to you are not supporting you? What do you do as an individual who needs support, but the people closest to you are not supporting you? How do you move?
Well, honestly, let me just say I thank God for a divine connection, because what has happened these past, I'm going to even say maybe 8-9 years, is that God has surrounded me with individuals that will support me. And they don't just support me financially. They rarely do that. But they support me by giving me wisdom. They support me by praying for me, and which for me, if you want to do something for Valerie Champion, just pray. Well, hold up. Not everybody. Hold up.
Some of them prayers ain't going past their eyebrows, baby.
Wait a minute. But for me, those who know me, if you want to do something for me, you can pray for me. But, and like I said, I thank God for those. I thank God for you. I don't think anything happens by chance. When I met this lady right here sitting next to me, I knew that I had to get to know her. I literally had to get to know her.
Okay, we're not doing no crying tonight. I'm gonna need you to behave.
I was like, you know what? Okay, let me stop. But yes, so I'm thankful for a divine connection. So that's I can't worry about those close to me, what they're not doing anymore. And I literally had to tell myself that, looked in the mirror and say, look, you can't worry about her, him,
yes,
because done. You got her to help you deal with that.
Yes.
No,
yes.
That's it. That's me.
So what you're saying is keep your eyes focused on the kingdom of God, and the water you need, the clothes you need, everything that you need will be added unto you and provided in the due time in which you need it. And he will surround you with the people to help you. Is that what you're saying?
Matthew 6:33.
Say it. Tashura, what you want to add on that? What can the people do? So let me come to you from this place. A person who don't know Jesus like that. A person who they ain't doing no God thing right now, right?
Okay.
They still need support.
Yes.
Right? You got good folks out there who just have met the Lord and they living, but they still need to be supported. Do you have anything to say to them in terms of how you deal with needing support when the people closest to you won't provide any?
The only thing, whew, girl. The only thing I can tell them is what I do. I just keep trying to make stuff happen. I get up every day because people don't understand. Once again, back to that mindset thing.
Mm-hmm.
People look at people on the street that's homeless like, why can't they just go get a job, or why can't they just do this? If you have never slept in your car, I did it for 6 months. I have been sleeping in the building of my business for a year now. There is a mindset that can overtake you and make you not want to get up the next day. But you have to get up every day. You have to show up, and you have to keep pushing. Now, you say they don't know God. That's what they can do. But see, I know God.
Right.
So in all of that,
yes,
there is a lot of praying and there's a lot of praising.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I'm not in my car.
Hallelujah. They done turn to Speak Up Sis Pod. Lord have mercy.
Hallelujah.
To the listen, my eyes is watery. Yes.
I'm not washing up in truck stops and QT bathrooms and sleeping in QT parking lots and the airport parking lot. I got a roof over my head. It might not be the roof that I need, but it's a roof.
Right. May not be the roof that you want.
That too.
Right.
But you gotta stay focused no matter how hard it gets.
Yes.
My thing is, I came up with a shirt after I came out of homelessness, and it said, "She didn't quit though." And all that I went through, she didn't quit though. Even when I was in my car crying in 20-degree weather in Kohl's parking lot, I was ready to give up. There was so many times I was like, God, listen, I'm tired. I can't do this no more. I'm ready to quit right here, right now.
You still making that shirt?
Yes, ma'am.
She didn't quit. Listen, come on.
She didn't quit though.
Come on, people. Y'all know what the Speak Up Sis community do. Don't play no games here. Don't play no games. Can we get Tashura's contact information put up on the screen, if that's okay? Bam, there we go. I'd like for you all to connect with Tashura Lamar, also known as Ashura Talks, and I need you to go and order one of them. But
she didn't quit though.
She didn't quit though. T-shirts. Get you one for your friend. Get you one. Get a shirt for the women who want to quit. That
or
you
the
know.
men, because I can.
The men.
Didn't quit
We can do. He didn't quit though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The men and or the women that you know who are in a place where they want to quit, go get them a shirt. Go get them a shirt. Not just for them. You can support your friend by getting them a shirt that encourages, and they can wear that shirt and be encouraged. But also to support Tashura and her business and what she's doing, because she needs our support. So invest in her, because she's good ground.
Yeah.
All right. So get a shirt and some cups and whatever else she got on that website. Go get bam. Stop playing. Can we see it? Bam. That says CEO. I'm standing on that. We ain't going backwards. I'm standing in that leadership. So hey, whew, girl, let me tell you got my eyes watery over here. Somebody cutting onions up in here, but
I thought I was about to break down. I'm like, oh, Lord,
honey, listen, this is my piece. And I'm going to say this. I know there are a lot of people who say they don't believe in God, but as you can hear here, at the end of the day, you're going to come to a place where you're going to bow them knees in your head and you're going to holler out, Lord, I don't know if you real. I don't know if them people telling the truth or not, but I need some help.
Yes.
At some point, you going to cry out. And I just want to guarantee you that he going to show up. It will work out.
He hears and he answers.
Yes. Lord, we done turned it into the church. We done turned it into the church. So my bit of advice to you is a little bit of both of what you two just said. And that is, don't neglect and overlook the people around you who are supporting you.
That's right.
Exactly.
Sometimes we want certain people to support us.
There it is. And community.
And when they don't, then we aren't open to accepting the help from other people. Don't cut out people that God has divinely and strategically placed in your life to feed you while you walk. Stop with the black. Listen, there are some white folks. Can I just be honest? It's some white folks that have taken care of some things when it were no black people who would.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just going to call
Support
a spade a
doesn't
spade.
have a color.
It don't have no color.
Community doesn't have a color.
Chrysalis just launched. For those of you who don't know, the Chrysalis community is the new SpeakUp Sis women only exclusive membership community. For the month of September, we had a promotional launch. The launch is no longer available, but you can still join the community. There are women who watch me every day, women who are in my inbox asking for help every day, who wouldn't spend $12 to join a community, right? But listen, y'all, there were men, listen to me, they can't even join the community. It's women's only. Men text me, message me, contacted me. Angel, what you doing? I believe in it. It's good stuff. I'm going to pay for a sponsorship for somebody.
That's support.
That is support. Thank you, Q.
They can't even participate.
I just know of Q. I don't know anybody
Q,
else, but thank you,
Lamp.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you,
conversations
Lamp.
with Lamp.
Listen, Valerie joined as a lifetime member
Hey.
and then sponsored another.
Hey.
So here we go. Don't, just because the people who are supporting you aren't the people you thought should, or the ones you really, really want to, don't neglect them. Don't overlook them. Give them the respect and the honor that is due, and appreciate them, and bless God for them. And that's my word, and I'm sitting with that. So I wanted to make sure that we really we tackle support from an aspect other than entrepreneurship, because we see that all the time.
Yes.
Right.
We see it all the time. And the truth is, the reason people are so out here banging their heads up against the wall about entrepreneurship is because they have needs in other areas.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
they have needs. They're trying to make the businesses work because they need the money to feed the kids, because they need the money to pay the mortgage or the rent, because they need, it's not, everybody's on this, create legacy. No, a lot of people are starting these businesses just to take care of the stuff that they got to take care of on a regular basis.
Right. We're trying to make it.
Right. So it's not just about supporting their business. It is understanding that people need support in every area of their lives. And if you purpose in your heart to give, whether that is a share of a post, whether that's a like, a subscribe, of a video, whether or not that is babysitting, whether or not that's cooking a meal, whether that's giving a gift card for some gas, paying for a hotel room, someone, so they can not have to sleep in the car tonight. Whatever it is that you purpose in your heart to do that.
Right.
Amen.
And you will be supporting someone. And don't wait for them to ask. They need it. Help them.
And then let me just say this. I do believe in what you put out, you get it back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't support anybody, you won't get no support. Come on now.
Come on.
Because let me tell you, remember when I made that video, Angel, that I was talking about people not supporting? And I'm like, no, I don't care if your kid's selling cookies, your grandmammy selling plates. I ain't buying nothing. I'm not supporting no business. Don't ask me to like your page and you ain't like none of my 50 pages. Don't ask me about none more nasty Christmas cookies that your kids is selling.
Them high-priced popcorn.
I'm not buying. I don't care if Big Mama got gout and need her big token. Whatever.
This girl she a mess, y'all. Listen, I want to make sure that I thank those of you who showed up for us tonight in the conversation. Demetrius says, I just try to figure it out on my own mostly. Demetrius, all I want to say is that I do believe in divine connections, and I do believe that God places people strategically and divinely in your life in order to feed you. And I'm going to say this, because God knows who you are and God knows your heart and he knows what you're dealing with, he will send people to you that you won't even have to ask. They'll just provide. And all I want to say to you is let them help you.
Yes.
Let them help you, because they have been sent by heaven to help you, because God knows that you won't ask. But when it happens, you make sure that you glorify God when it does. Listen, when it happens, when the support shows up out of the blue, I want you to remember my voice, and I want you to remember that I said, bless the name of the Lord, because he directed that person to you to make sure that need got met. All right. So we've got over here, and we're going to wrap it up for the night, y'all. This conversation has been so good. Michelle says some folks don't support you because they can't be loyal to more than one person. It's a slow but for sure mindset, but true. You right. You are right about that. That's a whole other conversation.
Yes.
That loyalty piece, right? So Lynette says, I'm gonna get the t-shirt and Valerie's book. Hello.
Hey.
Hello. So I thank all of you for joining us tonight. It's been a wonderful conversation. Ladies, y'all are always amazing. You're always welcome. I am getting to a point where I am not looking so much for lots of new people in the space. I think I like the people that come in this space. So
Second time, y'all.
Yes.
Third time is a charm.
I tell y'all are gonna get used to seeing Valerie's face. We're gonna begin to. God has got some things for her to do. It's time for her. Because I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. What I told you to share about Valerie. What?
She's a powerhouse.
Yes. Yes. And it's time for her to come out of where?
Oh my God. You know I got COVID fall, girl.
What, then we talk about some aprons.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It's time for you to come out the back. Come on up to the front.
Oh my God.
Take the apron off.
Look.
And put your gown on.
That ain't nobody but God.
So y'all go ahead and get used to seeing Valerie champion in the Speak Up Sis platforms a lot more. It's time. Listen, you can't call yourself a leader if you aren't helping to position other people to lead. So I bless you, sis. I bless God. And listen, everybody, go find somebody to support if you haven't been doing it already. And if you need the support, continue to trust God, continue to do the work.
Yes.
Continue to do what you need to do.
If you're a woman, join Chrysalis. If you're a woman.
Yes, if you're a woman, we welcome you to join the Chrysalis community. Just go to speakupsis.com. We welcome you. It is a monthly subscription, but there's a lot of goodness in there. So come on and join the community.
Come on in the room.
Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all next week on Speak Up Sis Podcast.
Good
Awesome.
night.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.
He's really about to go on to come on in the room.
Me and my mama.